Hello and welcome to the RetroSlot podcast. I sounded like almost like a morning DJ when I said podcast. We need some silly sounds and some like morning wake ups. Woo!
Pew, 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 pew. Wait.
There it is. RetroSlot. Oh man. Okay, so I just had to do like a pre-podcast pee, right? A little urination.
A PPP.
A little PPP. And I got the Apple Watch that tells you like, you should stand up once an hour.
Oh, where is this going? What does the Apple Watch tell us now?
And I'm standing there, doing my business, and I get the little ding like, "Hey, good job standing up." I'm like, "Hey, 2 birds, 1 stone, baby."
I feel like a 3-year-old. Good job.
Good job. Good job. Do you have an Apple Watch? I don't know, actually.
I don't wear, other than a wedding ring when I'm out of the house, I don't wear anything. I don't like anything.
Okay. Yeah, I got one because, I wanted to get healthier, and it's an easy tool to use too. One of those tools is like, you should stand up for, I think it's like 2 minutes every hour. And like, I'm like, well, I definitely do that. No, I didn't do that. No. Like when I am in like full on, two modes. Like if I'm full on in gamer mode or I'm full on in like work mode, I'll just sit there hunched over, leaning forward on my elbows. If I'm at my desk, right? Like leaning on my elbows, full on like C curvature of the spine, like full on.
You're going to be that guy. You're going to be that guy when you're like 80, who's like,
yeah. Resting. I'm literally resting the weight of my upper body on my internal organs.
Oh, can feel everything scrunched up.
Yeah. I have been working on posture. I have good posture for the most part when I'm like standing or driving, but when I'm sitting at a computer desk, I'm terrible. I lean forward and
neck. Yeah, bad. Me too. I'm the same way.
It's not good. Well. Oy. It's been a week. It's been 3 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks. My bad. I had a scheduling conflict. It was a great scheduling conflict, though. Okay.
Okay. It was worth it.
Buddy, I hadn't seen, not that I hadn't seen him, but like we haven't hung out in, I would say 10 years, even though we live fairly locally. He was an hour away. Sends out a text chain to like me and all of like our like group of friends. What do you guys think about a pool party on Tuesday? And usually I'm the person who says, yeah, I'm in, and nobody else responds. So it's just like me and like a person who show up, right?
Yeah.
I'm like the last person who responds. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm in. I'll bring ribs. I'll bring this. I'll bring that. Everybody's like, and I'm like looking at this thing. I'm like, I can't miss this. Look, retro video games are important, but pool parties also important. So I'm sorry we missed last week's episode.
A bunch of dudes.
It was all dudes
hanging out in the pool, shirtless with a beer. I'm gonna guess that's what happened.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe,
that.
Was there like maybe a little pool basketball hoop, perhaps?
No, we didn't have a basketball hoop, but we did have like some floats, and we were trying to like run on top of the floats and like make it like over multiple floats without falling in the water.
You didn't injure yourself?
No, but my back was a little sore the next day. I have a bad back. I did injure myself. I had a blisters on my fingers, like these 3 fingers on my hand. Could not figure it out. Well, how did I get blisters on the tips of my fingers? Right? And I think, not sure. I think it was from just holding on to like the edge of the pool, just like floating. I think I gave myself blisters on me fingers.
I think we talked about this on Thursday. Actually, you mentioned that you had blisters on your fingers, and I always get blisters on my toes. Like if we go on vacation and we go into to a pool for multiple days,
I can see that.
I don't wear like aqua socks or anything in the pool, so I'm like like you're moving around in the pool that's got like all the. It's usually pools aren't smooth on the bottom. They're like
like either concrete or whatever, or sometimes they're like vinyl. Yeah, you're a dad now. You're allowed to wear pool shoes. It's allowed. Crocs, pool shoes. You're allowed to wear a shirt in the pool if you wish. I don't like it either.
People can deal with all my hair. It's fine.
Yeah, you're also allowed to be hairy in the pool.
Man, it just reminds my dad. I'm not as hairy as he was. He was like, it was like, those guys that you always looked at when you were a kid. You're like, holy, that was my dad.
The dude who wears a sweater to the beach.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit either.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, what are you gonna do? You gonna like shave your back because you want to look good at the beach?
I did for a while.
Yeah.
But it's like, diminishing returns at a certain
Just
point.
keeps growing.
Like, who am I trying to impress at this point?
Yeah, good point. Anywho.
So we thought of, like, the last second, we thought of a fun question, right?
That's right. Yeah. Jay, you said that you heard the ice cream truck in your neighborhood?
Yeah. Outside,
I'm kind of sad.
Yeah.
Ice cream truck doesn't come to my neighborhood anymore. All the kids are grown. Like, nobody's running after it. When I first moved into this neighborhood, ice cream truck came, and I ran after that ice cream truck with my kids, or sometimes without my kids. Like, I wanted some ice cream on a hot day. Like, nothing's better, right? So if you do catch that ice cream truck, Jay, Sniperton, what's your favorite ice cream treat out of the ice cream truck?
So forever, it was Choco Taco.
Choco Taco. Okay.
However,
it's changed.
For those who don't know, Choco Tacos don't exist anymore.
They don't?
Nope. As of, what was it, a year ago? Because the Klondike bought them a long time ago.
Oh,
and Klondike was like,
big Klondike taking a little guy out of business.
No, basically they were like, we like, and they didn't even say that sales were bad of the Choco Taco. If I remember, the press release was like, we want to focus our efforts on like our, whatever their other Klondike, because they have like all the different types of Klondike bars with all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think COVID impacted their supply or something.
The kids are running after ice cream trucks because of COVID. Fucking COVID. We lost so much.
I don't think Choco Tacos were selling poorly or anything. I think they were just like, yeah, we're not going to make Choco Tacos anymore for the time being.
When did this happen? I swear to God.
I think it was like a year ago.
Because I swear to God, I didn't buy it, but one of my friends bought one out of an ice cream truck last summer. I feel like that happened.
Yeah,
and I remember this because I paid for it because nobody had cash but me. I keep like a $20 bill in my card for emergencies.
Sure.
And the ice cream truck didn't take cards. They don't have that like square thing set up. So everybody's like, I want ice cream, but I don't have cash. I'm like, bro, I got you. The emergency fund.
I think ours does take card. Nice. It's an ice cream van. It's not a truck. It's a van. Like
no, ours is door. This one was full on like sweet tooth ice cream truck.
Okay. This one was like, there's a woman that owns this 2 neighborhoods over who just put all the pictures on the van and goes around. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that kind of, which I respect the hustle at that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's kind of a cool hustle, right?
Yeah. But now since Choco Tacos they're not a choice anymore. I generally go with like the ice cream cookie sandwiches.
Okay. Yeah, those are good.
That are like chocolate chip on both sides with the ice cream in the middle. I mean, like sometimes I even go for just like an ice cream sandwich, but you can get those at the store pretty easy.
I like the ice cream sandwich and the ice cream cookie sandwich. Both of those are good options. I don't think I've ever actually had a Choco Taco, which now it's too late. I've missed out.
Do you like waffle cones?
Uh-huh.
It's basically what it is. It was a waffle cone shell with ice cream and like fudge and some other Crispies and chocolate and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that does sound good. I like the two equally as much, and they're both kind of similar. It's the almond or the strawberry bar, where it's like it's an ice cream.
I know what you're talking about.
Popsicle looking stick,
like,
but it's ice cream.
In like the crunchy stuff.
Yeah, like crunchy, and it's either almond and it's like kind of tan, or it's pink and it's strawberry. Both of them I find to be delicious.
And they're on a stick.
They're on a stick like a popsicle. I like those.
Did you ever do the like goofy ass like Sonic with the eyes that are going 7 different directions?
Yeah, I definitely got those when I was a kid, and they were always kind of disappointing. They like never tasted all that good. I think Ninja Turtles were big, so I'd get the Ninja Turtle one. And like
there was a Mario one.
It was like some kind of like Chinese knockoff Ninja Turtle because like the headband would be like going like halfway through the eye. And like the eyes were at 2 different levels, like it looked real.
TMNT.
Not good.
It was It was licensed recognition. You know,
Yeah.
we as kids, our children now, like every time my daughter sees anything Disney princess, doesn't matter what it is,
Gotta have it.
I want it. Like you don't
Yeah.
want that. No, that's a tampon box. You don't want that. Trust
Hmm.
me. I don't.
Yeah, it's good to teach disappointment early, I find.
I don't know. Are you like that with anything? You're like, oh, it has this on it. I have to buy it.
Street Fighter.
Did you end up ordering those gloves?
No, I don't think I did. Luckily I'm also very forgetful. So
Oh,
we
sure.
we do this show. I see
He's like, I'm
something.
gonna buy those.
Yeah,
And
I
then 5
absolutely
seconds later-
need. And then 5 minutes later, I've moved on. I'm like a goldfish. I have just no idea what. That's why it's so hard to title the show, because I have no idea what we talked about during a podcast.
I think anytime I see like a candy that is something that I like and they come out with like a new flavor or something, I'm like, I
Yeah.
have to get it.
Oh, really?
Sour Patch Kids, they've been doing all these interesting flavors the last few years. They came out. I went to the grocery store the other day and they had a Sour Patch Kid apple. It was like an autumn apple
I'm just
bag.
imagining like a giant gummy apple with
No,
sour
they're
all
small.
over
They're like
it.
little circles. They're actually like really nice form factors. They're like small but thick. You know, they've come out with all the new flavors: the peach, the grape, strawberry, and watermelon, like in the small ones.
Yeah.
And they did this whole campaign. Anyways, so it was like these autumn flavors. It's cranberry apple, candy apple, or caramel apple, and
It's got to literally
It's in my
pull the
desk,
bag
listen.
out from right next to his chair.
apple cider. So,
Apple
harvest.
cider? Oh, apple harvest.
Apple cider. So
Interesting.
the cranberry apple just tastes like, you know, just like a cranberry flavored Sour Patch.
Okay.
But the caramel apple and the apple cider actually taste like very faintly like those flavors.
Interesting.
Sorry for the crinkling sound. They were in my desk. I was like, what was the third flavor? Oh yeah, it's right in my desk. I can just look.
Sour Patch Kids when I was a kid was one of my favorite candies. I would suck on them so hard that it like literally it chemical burn. It chemical burn my like mouth, right? Like I'd have like it start like decaying my mouth.
That's
But as an adult, if I have one of those, I'm like, ah! And my kids love them, so like they're in the house a lot. And every once in a while, I'll grab one and give it a shot. I'm like, ah! Okay, now it's not so bad.
I can eat Sour Patch Kids fine, but sour Skittles do that to me. For sure.
Really? I didn't even know they had sour Skittles.
Oh my god!
Do you know they have Skittles that are
sandpaper.
just the berry flavors now? So like none of the citrus?
What do you mean now? They've had those for 20, 30 years, dude.
Okay.
Berry. The reason I know this is because I have a scar on my finger.
Oh,
that happened when I was like 4 or 5. It's the Skittle scar. No. But I have this core memory of going to the hospital and they put like the foam thing with the metal around it around my finger. And my brother, who was 5 years older, he was probably like 8 or 9 at the time, bought me the berry Skittles. They were new then. So this is 30 some odd years ago. Bought the purple bag berry Skittles and he brought them to me and I like fell asleep or something like that and woke up and he's like, I ate them. Sorry.
Hey, shit happens, bro. Early bird gets the worm, homie.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry that I don't have a current up-to-date Skittles knowledge, but I was very impressed because, let's be honest, the orange and the yellow ones, even the green ones, not so hot. You're always looking for the red and the purple.
Did you ever hear there was some viral story that went around? It was like, did you know that Skittles actually all taste the same regardless of the color? I'm like, that's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
They all have a they have a unique flavor. Fuck you.
Yeah, of course they do. This is the internet. This is why the internet has hurt us.
I was like, stop trying to gaslight me.
Yeah, I don't like this. I'm unfollowing you and all your friends.
You ever had a green apple Skittle? They're very, very obviously green apple.
Well, definitely the lemon and the red, like the yellow and the red, obviously taste different. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts, buddy.
Anyways,
all right.
I'm passionate about my candy.
I see that. I didn't know actually. It's
like
all adding up. Like the oeuvre of like the J-verse is starting to like all come together, and like form
the pettiness of candy. Yes.
The JCU, the
The JCU, the multiverse of J.
Yeah.
I'm not that complicated. I'm just weird.
We got a ton of news here. Jay, you did an
Yeah.
awesome job. You really kind of rocked the news this week. I didn't
Last
get
night
too
at like
involved
1 in the
here.
morning. Yeah, I was like, it was like, yeah, 3 weeks, a lot of stuff. And I mean, because there was PAX and then there was like some announcements and things that companies have been doing. I think before the holiday season, stuff really starts to go crazy with video games. And this year's been big on video games in general too. So
This has been a real good year.
yes, yes. We talked about, that they're doing Gargoyles remaster, right? We've talked about that
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
They revealed the collector's edition for
Yeah.
$175.
I don't even feel
Which
that that's like bonkers crazy anymore. Right? I
no.
think there's definitely way more expensive ones. And like if you look at everything this comes with,
Sure.
it's a lot of stuff.
That statue by itself. It's limited to 3,000 units. And it looks dope for anybody that's into gargoyles or, it comes with what? Like the statue box,
Yeah.
comes with the steel book, the VHS clamshell case tape. I don't really understand exactly what that is.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
so
not
that
real sure what that is either.
I don't think it's actually a VHS. I think it's just like it looks like one.
Yeah.
You get like an enamel pin, a certificate of authenticity, some posters.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty cool collector's edition. I won't be getting it. I'm not that
No, yeah.
into the Gargoyles franchise, but I will be checking out this game for sure. I'm definitely going to order this game.
I want to get the physical game too.
Yeah, actually, this should be out now. We should be able to order this right now, actually.
Can we?
I think so. It says September 8th. It's today, as of recording, it's the 12th.
Okay. I need to pre-order.
Yeah. All right, we should keep a running tally every week of how much money each of us spends during the show.
$34.99. They also have a classic edition that's $69.99. Nice. That has just the VHS and the steelbook VHS tape box, which I don't really fully understand.
Generally, from Litter Run, I very rarely go for anything but like the standard edition, like $35, $40 versions of these games. Although I have also like Castlevania, I've gone up a bit.
There's a Genesis version, but I don't know if that's like a remaster. I think that's just like a remake of the original.
It comes with a stone texture cartridge. It might just be like a reissue. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like that with the stone texture cartridge.
I know, like, dang it,
dang it. That
all
doesn't
let's
come
move
in
on to something else
edition.
so we can forget. Let's move on.
Okay. Yes, good idea.
It's so expensive. Mega, which I think it's like Mega Blocks. I don't know. It's just called Mega. They came out with an Xbox 360 set kit to build. That's releasing October 8th. That again is $150. But this actually looks freaking dope.
Yeah.
If this was Lego, it would be twice the price. But it's like, so it comes with, it's 150. So you get the how many pieces? It's like 1,300 pieces or something. Yeah, 1,342 pieces. You build the Xbox 360, the OG one, the original, the 20 gig one, right?
Yeah, the Inhale.
Yeah, the 360, the controller, which lights up and stuff. It has a removable battery pack. It also comes with a Halo 3 case to build and an actual like replica disc, as well as a remake of like the original Xbox 360 box. Put it all in. It's 3/4 scale, so it's pretty close to original size.
Yeah. At that point, why don't you just make it 1-to-1 scale? Like, you're gonna get 3/4. Let's just do it the full thing. Why don't we do it 1 1/4? It's even bigger.
Make it bigger than the original.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But I don't know. $150 for like Lego type sets seems pretty typical, but it's still a lot of money to spend on these things.
I think a lot of people are gonna see this and get like PTSD from having like 6 of these break on them. They're like, no, not again.
Still arguably one of, if not the best controller ever made, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would have agreed with you like right after the Xbox One came out, but they ever find the Xbox One controller, I think, in several very significant ways.
Yes, but it's not that much removed from the 360 design.
Yeah, like the battery. My biggest problem go back now is the battery. It kind of like it doesn't give much room for your fingers, and the triggers. While I love the triggers at the time, Like now they are so thin that they actually cause a little bit of fatigue on my old ass like appendages.
It's fair.
But
Well,
yeah,
and
it
most
was really
controllers
good
now,
controller at the time. And it was wireless. Wasn't that the first wireless? No, wait, first wireless that came with a system.
Yeah. Most controllers now have like rechargeable built in. This one didn't.
Yeah. I actually prefer though the swappable batteries because like with a PlayStation 5 controller, I have to have two controllers which are at $70 a piece.
Yeah.
Right? If I want to play on the couch, I have literally a charger sitting next to the couch, and when my battery dies after I've been playing for almost 17 minutes, so it's a really good battery. I have to pop it onto the charger and grab the other one, right? And then I keep playing. Whereas with the Xbox 360, I had just this little tower that you could plug batteries into, and you would just grab the battery out, plug it into your controller, and just continue playing.
Those battery packs didn't last super long, though. I remember having to like replace those quite often.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I did like that
Design.
being able to do that. Xbox One, you can still do that, right? Is you can still, not with the Elite, but with the regular controllers, I think you can still swap out batteries.
So, I mean, you can still play while it's plugged in too.
Yeah, but in the living room, that's not convenient. I mean, I'm sitting on the couch. I don't want a cord rolling all the way across my living room. I have my desk. It's no problem.
On dare cords.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
All right. Still pretty cool though. Atari's been in the news a lot for us.
Yeah.
And
they're doing cool
so
stuff.
they released a 50th anniversary arcade cabinet in collaboration with Arcade 1-Up.
Oh shit. And
these were at PAX, and I didn't realize what it was at the time. Otherwise, I would have actually like gone up and played it. But what I remember from just a glance is that these screens are bright as hell.
Yeah.
And the form factor looked pretty cool. And they had them all lit up too. And it was, it's fairly dark on the floor at PAX. So they looked really impressive, kind of lined up against each other. But it's got, what is it? 64 games built in. And, like anything, it might be able to be hackable and add games and stuff like that.
Yeah. Arcade 1-Up stuff, definitely.
It's got online leaderboards and things like that too. It is $500.
But these often go on sale at like Walmart and Best Buy. I think Amazon.
So but I think this is a limited run of these.
Oh, really? It's gonna be limited.
Actually.
Oh, that's too bad.
Maybe.
I like this a lot, actually. I really. Now, I'm not a big like Atari 2600 fan, but Atari arcade games, like I definitely have some real nostalgia for. Specifically, two games that are on this list: Centipede and Super Breakout, which I love both of those games. Does this have a spinner? It's got a spinner and it's got the ball. So both of those games are going to be awesome on this. Jay, I could actually see myself buying this. Honestly,
you got space for it?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, it's got those.
My kids are so old though. Isn't it time to like them to move out and maybe get a little more arcade room?
That sounds good to me.
Like, I'm sorry to bring it up to you, but hey, Atari 50's got to sit somewhere.
It's cool that it's got those things built in, because if you do end up hacking it, then you can put like Top Golf and all sorts of stuff on it.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. I really kind of like this, to be honest with you. I think I've said on this program that if I were to build or like do like some kind of arcade, Centipede would definitely be on that. Like, and I'd need that roller ball because you can't. Have you ever tried to play Centipede with any controller besides the ball? It's not as much fun.
Really? I don't think I've ever played it with the ball, to be honest.
Oh, really? You never played Millipede, Centipede? Neither one? And Breakout is super fun, too. But also, you got to have the spinner for Breakout. You got to have it. Like, you can play it. Definitely, you can play it with, like, buttons or with, like, an analog stick. But it's just so much more fun.
Stick, yeah.
It's so much more fun to have the spinner because you can just, like, whoop, whip it. And it's like, zoom. And then, but you also have that, like, fine control, you know?
You ever play it with a mouse?
Yes, it's very playable with a mouse, actually.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
And that is cool.
Also, this is due to ship in October as well. And I was going to talk about the fact that Atari was at PAX West, and I'm going to move this real quick. I'm going to move the couple of Atari stories since we're talking about Atari here.
Put them all together.
So I went up and they had the Atari 2600 Plus there with the little form factor, which is like 80%. of actual form factors. So I went up and I was actually able to talk to the guy who like designed it and all this stuff. And the Atari 2600 Plus is going to be able to play 2600 cartridges as well as 7200,
Mm-hmm.
right? What I
Yes.
didn't realize, and I wish I would have asked, is what kind of emulation is used, because upon further research, it's not 100% compatible with all carts. They had to like test them. It's like any kind of emulation, right? It's not 100% compatible.
Yeah.
But it also probably explains why they're only 139 or 130 bucks, which is pretty cheap
Yeah. Super
all,
cheap.
with all that it brings.
Yeah.
Um, but it does have difficulty switches as well as like aspect ratio toggle and hopefully firmware support to upgrade those things. And I asked him why they don't have 5800 cart compatibility, and obviously the carts are different sizes, but he did say I might be able to we might be able to release an adapter
Uh,
at some point to fit those carts. He's like, but don't quote me on that.
Also,
So
don't hold your breath. I bet, because like how many people are gonna buy that?
it was like, if it was like a $20 thing, cool.
Maybe.
I mean, it's using emulation anyways. So, but
Yeah.
the cool thing about those units are they're remaking the controllers, and it uses like the complete. They said that it's like 100% authentic to original design.
Mm-hmm.
They use like slightly different parts and stuff, but like the controllers and stuff, they're same form factor and everything as the originals. And the 2600 Plus can use all original accessories and stuff plugged in.
Oh, really? That's neat.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So if you have stuff laying
That
around,
thing's kind of neat. Come on, it's
it
only
is.
140 bucks.
It
Don't you
is.
want to check it out? Play with it a little bit.
Yeah. And it comes with a 10-in-1 cart. And they're re-releasing some stuff like in cardboard boxes too, like new carts that are, old
Are
carts
they
and stuff.
really?
So, yeah. There was a handful of them there, like Adventure and some of the more notable ones.
That's kind of neat.
And the guy that I talked to, he's like, "Yeah, I'm the guy who designed the like special edition, like the $100 carts, ones that were like $1,000 for the
Oh yeah,
full
yeah,
set."
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, yeah, those ones, the really expensive ones." He's like, "Yeah, they sold quite well."
They did
Like,
sell well. People really
yeah.
were excited about those. Like the biggest, I follow like a couple of Reddits that are kind of like about like limited run and like reissue games and like stuff, just so I know like what's coming out and when. And
Mhm.
people were really excited about those. The biggest obvious complaints were the cost and also how they released them slowly over time, and
Instead
then
of like the whole set.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then I think they did eventually do like a whole set, but it was $1,000.
yeah. Just it's fine.
Yeah.
You can get those carts for probably less than $100 in totality.
Yeah, I don't actually know the pricing of all those games, but most Atari games are pretty cheap at this point.
Yeah.
But they did
And
have their
since we're
day when they were expensive though.
right. Since we're talking about Atari as well,
Yeah.
Atari's buying Atari Age. So the web forum that's been around since the late 90s, I believe, one of the oldest running retro sites that is still quite active. And the consensus from what I read is that it's mostly positive, because it's not like one of those situations where Nintendo Age got bought out and then they just got shut down essentially.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's not going to happen here. I don't see why they would, because the whole reason Nintendo Life got shut down is because they were like trying to hide information. But I can't. Atari is just trying to gobble up, like, they've been buying all these assets and things
They're
to.
trying to reform the company,
Right,
right?
right.
They're trying to make a real company as opposed to, they've been under new management for several years now, and they definitely have turned things around over there. Clearly,
Mhm.
like the stuff they're doing. I wonder what they plan on doing with this.
Yeah, who knows? But I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting.
I don't post there or anything like that, but
No, but I've
it's not
definitely
just
visited
Atari
for
stuff.
several
Yeah, yeah.
reasons. Yeah.
If I remember correctly, they had like some people there do deep dive research into like different game prints and stuff, and I believe like the layout of like all the different Pokemon box prints and what they mean and where they came from. Like, people deep dive into stuff too on that site. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A lot of historical data there. And also talking about a arcade one up, they're releasing Time Crisis, which, in my opinion, about time. And all I can think of is
Oh, I see what you did there.
ah, all I can say is, how exciting is this to have like a modern gun machine to like load
Yeah.
a bunch of gun type games. This comes with 4 games: Time Crisis, Point Blank, Steel Gunner, and Steel Gunner 2.
I never
Eh,
heard of Steel Gunner or Steel Gunner 2.
mm.
Point Blank is awesome though, and Time Crisis is awesome.
It has the foot pedal and everything, so
Yeah, that's cool.
$750.
That's a lot. That's a lot for like. Look,
Yeah.
I like Time Crisis just as much as the next guy, and when I see it in an arcade, like it's definitely like a game I'm drawn to go play, but like not like the game that I need at home for long term. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not deep diving into some Time Crisis.
It's true. Uh, they apparently, I didn't see this, but there's a link in the story from Time Extension that links to a Street Fighter 2 Deluxe cabinet. It's the Street
Yeah,
Fighter Tournament
this is
Edition
the one that has
cabinet.
the Yoga Flame.
No, it's the gray one with like the Tournament Edition sticker on top.
Oh yeah, that's kind of an older one. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got like 14 games included: Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I think that a bunch of other ones, Slam Masters,
There,
Giga Wing,
Arcade
Giga
One Up.
Wing.
Yeah, that's a cool game. Arcade One Up makes a Street Fighter cabinet that's called Big Blue, and it has I think Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo on it, and it's just a really nice looking cab too. Like, so that's the one I was gonna buy. Like I was really thinking
Mm.
about buying it. I decided, against my better judgment, to stay married and not buy a Street Fighter 2 cabinet for our garage or living room. It would be cool to have a Street Fighter 2 cabinet in your garage, though, wouldn't it? Right next to the
The
fridge.
temptation is real. Yes. Right next to your fridge. This gray one is the one that I grew up playing the most, I think, though,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
far as Street
yeah.
Fighter.
That's a popular one.
I didn't hear. So the reason this next story is relevant is not so much the game, because I don't know much about Broken Sword, but there is a remaster being made of Broken Sword. However, the reason I put this in here is that this story on Time Extension, and I quote, the title says Broken Sword creator says new remaster would be impossible without AI.
Oh yeah, are they
And so I read,
doing like AI upscaling or something?
yes, so I read this interview, and basically this is one of those games that has like, the backgrounds and some of the foreground images are static, and you have a character walking into
Like
that. So
it's all hand drawn
a
art.
lot,
It looks like.
right. So a lot of what this creator did was like fed this art into an AI extrapolator and upscaled it and everything. And they said obviously the face and the hands and stuff like that were not accurate, so that they would hand draw those, but it saved them a ton of time to do this that way, which is interesting. It's like I see the value there, but man, is it a slippery slope. But I don't see,
Yeah,
maybe it brings for the consumer, it's going to be a much cooler thing, because we're going to probably see a bunch of projects that maybe wouldn't be able to be done otherwise. But as creators, I think it's kind of a tough conversation for sure.
yeah, yeah. That's a weird one, right? Because like how much of the original artists like work has been reinterpreted by a computer wrong, you know? Like
Mhm.
you might not even be able to see it that it was interpreted wrong unless you're like comparing it. I would imagine those like you're doing that like at the dev is like you see the new image, you look at the old image, you do like the comparo, like what's different about this image, like the back of Highlights magazine. I don't know how that works, but I don't know. It is nice to be able to play old games on modern systems with modern graphics, and like it takes a lot to redraw a bunch of 2D
Yeah.
stuff.
I feel like it's only a matter of time at this point when there's technology out there for like deep fake face animation. Like I just saw a
Yeah,
TikTok about how you can record a video and it'll deep fake, figure out your voice, and redo your voice in different languages in the tone of your voice, change your mouth movements to fit the other languages, and then spit out a video for you
yeah,
that's like you in your voice speaking a different language. It's just wild, some of the stuff that can come out. So
it
it'll be
is. It's
interesting.
crazy. The you're not gonna be able to believe anything that you see soon.
Yeah.
I don't know this game at all. Broken Age. I've
Broken
never
Sword.
even heard of this.
Broken Sword.
Broken Sword. Sorry, it looks almost like kind of like an adventure game, but like Don Bluth kind of graphics.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it looks cool, but it's a very story driven.
Yeah.
Experience.
Yeah. Interesting.
Do you subscribe to Retro Gamer magazine?
Yeah.
So they are releasing their 250th issue this next week, or this week. Oh, or last week. Based on the
I
story.
expect it in the mail soon.
And I thought it was cool because they're doing a Rare retrospective. They're doing a feature on Rare as a company.
Cool.
And then they also have like this cover art done by Will Overton, who did work for Superplay and Rare to do the cover work. So it's got like Banjo-Kazooie and all sorts of other retro. I think it's all Rare characters actually. Looking at it, it's got like Perfect Dark characters and all these other. It's got Conquer on there. So I don't know. I thought it was cool. 250 issues. I don't know how long this magazine's been around.
250 issues.
Is that one a month?
Yeah, I believe so.
About 11 years. Okay,
that would make sense. They do a cool thing where they do like on their spine.
20
over the
20,
it over the course of 12 issues, they make like a picture of like a controller, like a Atari controller or an NES controller, over on the spine of the magazine. So once they're all lined up on your shelf,
it's like Nintendo Power. Yeah,
it's neat.
Nice.
It's neat. And instead of like new at the top left-hand corner, it says old.
So that would have been like what, 2002 or so when they came out.
No way. Really? That long? I'm surprised.
Yeah. It's one a month.
Interesting.
20 years.
It's a good magazine. They do a good job. It's a good magazine.
So you got to click on this next link and look at the picture. I want your reaction before I say the story.
Retro Gamer. That is terrifying, but also appealing.
So the Mario mascot outfit from the 80s, which some of you, if you saw this picture, you'd be like, oh yeah, that thing. It's like this fabric, interpretation of Mario. And I think they used it at like Nintendo World Championships. And
have you
like that.
You seen this before?
I have. I've seen this picture before. Yes. And so they're like restoring it. And if you scroll down on that page a little bit, Art of Nintendo Power, which was at PAX, I didn't get to check them out because the line was really long. But you can see like a before and after.
Yeah,
and
the before is amazing.
Before picture looks like if they threw it in an oven and it was like a pizza, and it was melting.
Yeah,
his face is all like he has no eyes and stuff.
The picture on the top right, though, right above that one, looks great. That looks different than the one on the left. The one on the left,
Nintendo World Championship picture.
So that's like the original. Like. Okay.
Yeah, the remade one, the eyes look a little derpy.
Yeah, it's not quite. They didn't quite nail it, I'm gonna say.
They said we got there about like 80%, but like they had to like remake the eyes and everything. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool, but yeah, it's a bit of a terrifying.
Yeah, the smile's not right. The cheeks aren't right. Like it doesn't. The one from the old one looks like Mario. This one looks like one of those like fanfic, like weird Marios where he's like hard Mario, Rambo Mario, something like that. I don't know. It's cool that they're restoring it though. I like it.
You wouldn't like me
Very
if I'm angry.
Yeah. That's fun. I like that people are like restoring this stuff to carry it on to future ages. Oh, you got a video. You got a.
Yes. So very exciting story. And the N64 FPGA core is making leaps and bounds progress in a very short amount of time. There's like a whole team of people. Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't look great. Like there's still stuff that they're working on, but like it's running games. Like they're just tinkering with it. And the fact that this was originally thought to be impossible is, they're just like, haha, screw you.
Yeah, it's working.
It's on Mister. Yeah, so
this is gonna be really nice when it comes out on Mister. Because Nintendo 64 emulation, not amazing. It's not awful, but like if you're playing Like there's a very famous example of Mario Kart. If you're playing Mario Kart, there's like a tunnel you go through where the screen there's like a billboard with that shows like
Mm-hmm.
basically the screen that you're
Yep.
watching, and it
Yep.
bugs out a lot in emulation. If they can nail it, that'd be pretty fun. I'll play a lot of
I
Mario Golf on that. You know, why not?
wonder if you can like upscale it and add, memory cores and stuff to it at that point. If
Oh
you know what I
well.
mean,
Okay, so one
like
news
increase
story
view distance and stuff.
one news story I didn't add. I should have added this is that there is a new FPGA that has been announced. Like I wouldn't say a successor to the Mister because it's not developed by the same people. But it's called Mars and it's going to be significantly more powerful than the Mister, which could mean maybe stuff like what you're talking about, but definitely like the Dreamcast core is already in development. Like we're talking about like the next level of games, like game systems coming to this because we can already get the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64 and the
And
Sega
Saturn.
Saturn on
Yeah,
the Mister. But like more power could mean what if we get like PS2? Maybe some more hardcore arcade systems. It'd be cool, man. It'd be cool, but it's gonna be
sure.
expensive.
Yeah, game preservation. I'm glad that there's so many people that are passionate about game preservation and
Yeah,
original you know what I mean? Like using
yeah,
what
getting it
was
right.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So software emulation, it's good, but it's not perfect.
no, it's definitely not perfect. It can be
S-
really useful though. You know, even with the Nintendo 64, it's nice to be able to play with like those games. Kind of because of what Nintendo did with like kind of the blurring of the image so much in on that system, it is kind of nice to play in 4K.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
upres those games to 4K. Sure, the textures look old, but that it's still like that kind of Nintendo graphic style that just seems to hold up so well. I don't
100%.
know. Nintendo 64 is a weird console.
It is revolutionary, but weird to go back to. So this next story, it's a game that I had the privilege to do an activation on, like a sponsor thing.
Oh,
But I wanted to put it in here because it is very retro theme, like style. So it's kind of like if you mixed Ninja Gaiden with Power Blade and Shatterhand kind of
I'm
deal.
sold, bro. You just sold me a video game. Where do I
Yeah.
buy?
So it's $15 on Steam.
Uh-huh.
It's
How much
developed
for
by
the
Retroware, which they've done some other stuff in the past as well. But I got to play, I think the demo had like 5 levels, 4 or 5 levels,
Oh wow.
and they're releasing it on Switch later in the year as well. But they're also Retroware is publishing a game for Toxic Crusaders and another one as well, which
Oh, they're
Toxic
behind
Crusaders.
Toxic Crusaders?
Yes. So the one that looks like TMNT, it looks dope. Like this is
Yeah,
the
it does
same
look good.
people. So I saw him at PAX, got to talk with the main developer for this game for a little bit, and I don't know, it's a fun game. If you like new old stuff, think like the Messenger and things like that.
Yeah.
This is right up your alley. And for $15 on Steam, you know, go support them.
Neat. Yeah,
Yes,
if
I
they
enjoyed it.
release this physically, I'll probably buy it.
I asked them that question, and they said they have people in their network, but there's nothing in the books yet.
Yeah, I've asked developers that too, and when they've just released a game, they're like, "Bro, we just got this out.
Yeah, yeah,
Give
yeah.
us a goddamn minute."
Yes, yes. And then I thought this was cool. The Rugrats, which is a cartoon from my childhood, big time. They're getting an NES style platformer in 2024. It also has an HD like toggle that you can make it look HD, and the HD toggle looks like the South Park games. You know what I mean? Like it looks very, very close to what the show looked like
Oh yeah, look at
in
that.
a weird way. I don't know. This looks fun to me. It's like
So
a
is it the
Rugrats.
exact same game but with just HD graphics over the old game, or is it?
I think so, yes.
Is it? It looks great. But both versions actually look great. Oh goddamn! I just keep accidentally turning on the video or the audio. Both versions look great. Honestly, it's an NES game. Would that run on original NES cartridge or is it like an NES
That I
style?
don't know. That I don't know. Wallride Games are the ones doing the development. They also produced the Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl game, which I don't
Oh yeah.
It says it released on both the NES and modern systems. So my guess
Yeah.
is you will be able to.
Yeah.
It looks very 8-bit, like they compared it to Bonk's Adventure as far as what Tommy looks like.
Yeah.
Tommy Pickles looks a little bit like Bonk, big ass forehead. Like, it's great. I don't know, it looks fun.
Yeah, it does look good.
Licensed games. And then I put this one as the end, which is kind of funny. Did you see the announcement of the Analog Pocket glow in the dark?
Yeah, how tempted were you, Jay?
Not
Tempted?
No, because
Okay.
like for me, this is a distraction. If you're actually using it, like it's glow in the dark. When are you going to be playing this thing in the dark? And if you are, like it's distracting your eye away from the screen. I don't know. It just seemed really like gimmicky to me.
Yeah, definitely. But like, I don't know. I thought it looked awesome. Like, I mean, it's not like glow in the dark stuff isn't so bright that you're gonna be like, I can't see. It's
No,
gonna
I
be
know. It's
like glow in
just,
the dark.
I don't know.
And in the daytime, it's gonna be just green. Not glowing. It doesn't glow in the light, right?
Well, it's that light. It's that light green. Like
yeah,
glow in the dark stuff is
it's
not
like,
an appealing look in the light.
oh, I like it. I think it's super retro to me. Like that green
Right.
glow in the dark style is like super 1980s, and I thought it was cool. It sold out in 2 minutes though.
Did it really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was limited. It was like a limited availability anyway.
So this is gonna go on eBay for like.
Oh, it's already on
$700.
eBay for like I think like $400 or $500. But
Jesus.
it's cool. I thought it was cool. I initially I said I don't need this. I already have an Analog Pocket. I don't need another one. I think it's cool though. If I didn't have an Analog Pocket, I would have been all over this. But it's sold out. You can't have one unless you buy it off eBay.
Well, now that it's sold out, I kind of want one. Like that's how it is.
That's why we're Destiny players.
Oh
no! I don't know. I thought it was cool. I'm surprised that you were down on it. It was more expensive too, right? It was more expensive than a regular one.
$250. I mean, by $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got to buy some stuff from them. I got to buy a. They announce the Neo Geo Pocket Color adapter.
They had those. Well, you have to get the 3-pack.
Yeah, whatever. What's the other part of the 3-pack? The TurboGrafx 16.
TurboGrafx, Neo Geo, and Game Gear. No,
Game Gear I already got.
What's the other ones?
Wonder Swan. Who knows?
Now I have to figure it out. Well, we can start talking about the Atari Lynx.
Oh, okay. Atari Lynx. Yeah, I'll probably get that. What's that? Like $50, $60 to get those adapters?
100 plus shipping, so it's probably 125.
Fucking their shipping is probably 160.
And like I pre-ordered mine 6 months ago, and it's still not shipped yet.
Oh, it's been available for that long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pre-orders. Pretty sure something like that.
I didn't realize that.
At least 3 or 4 months. It's been a while.
Game of the week, Jay.
Yeah.
This is a game actually that you bought. Like it was in your like show off. That's your
pickups?
Featured pickups last week, and it's a game that like I knew of. I'd never really played it though, but you had picked it up, and it was my turn to pick week, and as usual, I came ultra prepared, and Ranger X it was. So
it's a good choice though.
This is a Sega Genesis game. It came out, I think, 1993. You put it here. It came out in 1993, and it's a weird game, right? You can play it with a 3-button Sega Genesis controller, but you really want to play it with the 6-button controller. It's one of the few games I think that really you want to play with the 6-button controller, and the reason for that is that you use all of those buttons to control either your spacesuit, which is kind of like this like mecha spacesuit, and you got like a jetpack, or you also have this surfboard with a gun or a spaceship that you can control separately of your own movement. Yeah. So if this one's a hard one to explain. I'm going to put the gameplay up on the screen.
When I was reading, I read through the manual and stuff, trying to get a handle on the controls, and I was like, this sounds really complicated. But then I was playing it was pretty easy.
Yeah, you get it, right? It's definitely like it takes a while. Like I feel like this is one of those games that's like it's hard to get into and harder to master, right? It's not like, like, so you can shoot left or right using the A or the C button. And then you also have a special weapon on the B button right between them, which just fires in the direction that you shot in last, right? And then the is it the X and the Z button? I gotta look at a controller here.
Switch the weapons if you're in the ship.
No, the X and the Z button, don't they move the ship back and forth?
Oh, yes.
Which are
like a little,
like so the X
so, independently of what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah, so like you can move your ship and also move your character, and then you don't have a jump button or a jetpack button. You just push up on the controller to like use this like jetpack. So you've got a ton of movement. You've got a ton of different you got a lot going on in this game, and it's a lot
holding down if you're in the little motorcycle thing and it jumps.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
in the first 2 levels, you're in this like little motorcycle thing, and if you press down, you go inside of it, which is great, by the way, because you get like an extra shield to use. And it's got homing bullets. Like,
I'm pretty sure I had to look it up because I could not figure out how to get past like the oil or the second level. Like you couldn't progress. You die.
Right, yeah, there's a lot of like Super Metroid type stuff where you had to go like all different directions. But you hold down and then you let go, and it does like almost like a Blaster Master jump. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, this game is crazy, man. It's like
it's wild. It's so different.
Do you remember we played Hagani a couple like a month or so ago? And it's like, man, this game gives you so many options. It's kind of like hard to even like wrap your brain around. Like, when am I supposed to use when? This game is a little bit like that, but it's like all the buttons. It's more like, when am I supposed to use my little rotor ship or what? It's got a name. I can't remember the name of the little like bicycle thing that you can ride on it. You can ride in it. It can be shooting independently of when you're like flying around the screen. And then you have all these meters. You can only stay in the air so long. You got like a jetpack meter. You also have a special weapon meter. You also have a health meter. You also have a vehicle health meter. But it's fun. It's good.
It is. It's like a platformer mixed with a shmup.
I like that, honestly. I think that's a good description.
An action shmup.
Shmup
firmer.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of like Contra. I don't know. Why am I out of focus all of a sudden? It's a little bit of Contra mixed with like I don't know, like Target Earth mixed with a shmup. Like, it's a lot going on here, and it's got an incredibly unique control scheme that takes a while to get used to, but it works. You liked it. I'm glad you liked it too.
So it was interesting when I was looking at the information. The developers themselves were like, we developed this and we wanted it to be completely different than anything else that is out there that like
nailed it.
Anybody ever experienced. Like, we didn't want to take inspiration from anything. And a lot of the development, they were like figuring out on the go. Like, not everything was planned up front. They'd be like, okay, well, we have some extra memory to use here. And they're like, okay, well, let's think of some things to put in that space, so that they made use of like everything that was happening on the cart. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff going on visually too. There's like animated backgrounds, and then all the stuff in the foreground, and it's multi-level, and then parallax scrolling type stuff sometimes. And yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, this is a pretty graphically impressive Genesis game, I would say.
Yeah, RoboCop on a Harley is how GamePro magazine described it.
That typical GamePro bullshit. Schlock.
They didn't use game design documents at all. Just wild. Huh. Also, the story of the game was never the backstory is never revealed in the actual game. You have to read the manual.
Okay. That's not probably that unusual for old games.
It's very typical. Like, such and such are attacking you, and you have to get them back, basically. But the manual is like very in depth as to like all the different vehicles and what they're made for, and the manual is like.
Can you read the name of the bike in the spaceship? Can you find that?
Yeah,
it's like Eris or Ari.
Ranger X is the name of the main character that you are.
Yes.
The first 2 levels have the X Up Indra, the light monowheel cybercycle equipped with a TL11 pressure gyro. to allow for level riding.
Big
on
upgrade
smooth
over the
terrain.
T1010.
Yeah, right. And it does say, like, note, Indra is equipped with a separate shield that activates when a human is piloting. It's a good idea to travel inside Indra whenever possible to save your own shield strength.
Yeah, but you can blow up the bike,
Yes.
or it can get blown
And then
up.
you die. You die if you're inside of it.
And then there's also a spaceship that you get later. I think it's the third
Yes.
level, right?
Yes. Which I didn't make it very far in that level. I was like, I can't figure out how to pilot this thing.
The second level is a big jump in difficulty over the first level.
Yeah. I beat the first 2 levels.
I did too. It was slow going for that second level though. It was because you're so restricted compared the first level. You're just like wide open, and like your power weapon you recharge by being in sunlight, and in the second level you can't recharge it because you're in a cave.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting game. It's completely unique. It's definitely worth a play.
Yes.
I
don't think the cart's too much. I want to say like $20 for just the cart.
Yeah.
Or so.
Good.
Or free if you know, or I guess 35 now. But a complete copy was like 70-ish, 75.
That's not too bad.
No.
This game apparently came out like right at the launch of the Sega CD, and had no marketing, like zero marketing. So it sold very poorly, and the developers immediately got sold to another company and went on to help develop Crusaders Ascenti.
Well, yeah, this was the first game developed by GAU, now Nex Entertainment, and yeah, Senti is like I think one of the, if not the most valuable Genesis game, because it came out in like 96
Yeah, that Saturn
or
was out
something
by
like
then,
that.
right?
Wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know because I looked at GAU and it had a whole list of games that they had developed. Was that after they sold or?
I've hit the limit of my knowledge.
So it must have, because there was stuff like in the more modern era too that they had developed. So it must have been after they sold.
I wonder if they are like a division or like a, like a team within.
Sure.
I don't know. Interesting. It's a good game. Check it out. Looks awesome too, especially for a Sega Genesis game.
Yeah.
And but get yourself a 6-button controller for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And like probably not like a modern controller where you have like 4 buttons here, and then you're gonna have to try and use these buttons. Oh man, it's gonna be rough. You're gonna have to do some remapping. You're gonna have to remap. Yeah.
Oh, I had fun with it.
Yeah. Do you have a pick for next week's game?
I do. And I felt like, and this might be the first Genesis game I've ever picked, actually.
I'm excited.
And you'll know exactly why. I was like, we've been talking about it. I've been wanting to play it. Gargoyles.
Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
The Genesis.
Okay.
So
cool. I'm gonna add it to the list right now.
Yep. Gargoyles. The original one. It's a platformer game. It's very highly regarded.
Who developed that?
I just happened to have it, so I was like, all right, we'll choose that.
Do you know who developed it?
It says Buena Vista Interactive.
Buena Vista Interactive.
I don't know any of the stuff that they've done.
No, that sounds like a TV production company, actually. I wonder if... Well,
I was gonna look where you could play this, if anywhere, and I don't think you can access it anywhere yet. Because it's not released until later this year, I think October, right?
But the version that's coming to the Switch is like an updated version, right, with new graphics,
right. A remaster.
Yeah, cool. I'm excited. Nice pick, man. I'm definitely gonna play the shit out of this one.
Fun.
I liked this cartoon. I was a little too old for this cartoon, sadly, so like I didn't watch a lot of it. But like what I saw of it, I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. A little dark, a little edgy, nice '90s vibe to this cartoon.
All right. I do have some pickups. Do you have any?
No pickups this week. Oh wait, I do have one. It's downstairs though. I'll bring it next week.
Okay. Or you can just say what it is.
Oh, okay. I could do that.
I got some stuff from PAX. So they had that retro game vendor there as well. Limited Run was there, of course. So I had to pick up a couple of things. Nothing crazy. But the Contra collection.
Oh yeah, I got that one. That's good.
From Limited Run.
Yeah.
And I got the Shredder's Revenge VHS style
That's neat.
Switch case. So Shredder's Revenge is a new game, built in the retro style and in a
Yeah.
VHS case, but it has like the VHS case plus the steelbook case plus the regular Switch case all in here
Neat.
currently. I don't know if I'll open it or not. I mean, I don't know. It's cool.
You already own the game, so why open it?
Yeah, right. And then I got 3 games from the retro shop there called Dial Up Games. And so I needed this one, Ken Griffey Jr. It didn't come with a card, unfortunately. I've been looking for a version of this with the card inside, but it was the right price.
Like a baseball card?
Yes.
Huh.
Both of the SNES versions had different baseball cards inside them.
Was there no SNES version of Gargoyles?
No, I don't think there is.
Interesting. It was Genesis only. Because only Genesis kids were edgy enough to play Gargoyles.
Operation Wolf.
Oh, that's a classic.
Taito, which I've never actually played. Actually, I probably have played this. If just I don't remember it.
That was a light gun game, right?
No.
No? Do you use your controller to move the cursor around the screen?
I mean, it's like a platformer.
Oh, it is? I thought it was
It's different. It's different than the arcade version, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like a adventure type game. And then Super Pitfall for the NES, both complete a box.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a game that came out on the NES. How's it look?
It does not look amazing, but it looks more akin to like the Atari Pitfalls
Yeah.
than like the Super Nintendo one.
Huh.
And then
is that an early NES game? I'm sorry to interrupt. Is that an early?
No, it's okay. It's a circle seal, which means it probably is.
Yeah. The graphics look early.
Circle seals are usually pretty early. 1987.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's fairly early, all things considered.
Does it have the Atari logo on it?
Activision.
Okay.
Yep. And then I got a few games from the local retro store. These are all 3 from the same collector. And the reason I picked these up is because they were in phenomenal shape. So Star Tropics 1 and 2, which I didn't have either of them.
Oh, neat.
This one has like the original map and it has like plastic around the card. It looks like it hasn't even ever been played.
Wow.
So these are like, aren't these like RPG type games, adventures? Yeah. So they're fairly,
Dude,
they're
look
not
how
very
much
expensive.
More badass the second game looks. Like clearly they're like, look, we're not selling games at Toys R Us from like, just like looking at these Star Tropics, like, what am I even buying here? And then like, so does Revenge.
This is from 1994. But neither of them are very expensive. They're both priced at about 50 or 60. So,
dude, that's incredible.
You'll like this. Same collector, guys. Xanac shmup.
That's cool looking. What a great cover that is.
Yeah.
So, that is like so retro. That is amazing art. I love that.
I don't think I've ever seen this game complete in box.
I don't think I've ever seen that artwork at all.
It's not.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of that game.
Yeah, I
Can you
thought
show the
about
back of the
doing
box?
this one. Yeah, I thought about doing that one as the game of the week, but we've been doing shmups a lot.
Yeah.
It's a top-down shmup,
huh.
1943-ish.
Neat. I like it. I don't even know anything about the game, but I'm in love with that box. The art on that box. I would do a poster of that.
Oh, I just realized too that those are guys' faces, because you can see the hands.
Yeah.
So here's a set of hands and a face. Here's a set of hands and a face.
Yeah.
And then like another face.
That's very cool. I love that.
That's it.
That's it. That's all the pickups. Those are some good pickups. There's some good pickups. There's a couple of things I gotta order actually. So I gotta order them from Japan. I guess there's some new like kind of retro style shooters that are coming out in Asia. Play Asia has them. I think it's Batsugun and M2 Shot Triggers is doing a version of Dodonpachi.
I think we talked about that a few weeks ago.
So I gotta get on that because I gotta actually order them. I always forget.
The next episode will be next week, by the way.
Yeah, next week. We are. I was gonna tell Jay this, but I might as well tell the audience this. We are entering my busy photo season, so if I apologize beforehand if we get a little flaky on hitting episodes right on the date, but hopefully I told my boss, like, I'd like Tuesday nights off if I could, but I also,
Yeah.
got to do my job.
Sure.
But we're hitting the busy part of my year with that. So just FYI, let you know.
We spend a lot more money than we make on this show for sure.
Yeah, we don't make any money on this show.
we're buying games to talk about,
Yeah, this is a passion project. This show. This is not a paid gig. This is a fun one. I like it too. I really enjoy this show.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun
to go back and play games we haven't played. Like I have
Yeah.
owned Gargoyles for a couple of years and haven't played it, so
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've seen it. Like, I know of it. I just, to have a reason to go back and play these, I think is a lot of fun. But also keeping up on the retro news, I think is a lot of fun. And hanging out with Jay is great too. I'm always fun. It's always a good time.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's all right, I guess. It's fine. Anything else you want to talk about? We good to go?
I think we're good. We got that speaking of retro, we're doing that D&D Destiny thing on Thursday, right?
That's right. That's going to be a ton of fun. That's going to be stupid.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. I'm nervous
D&D
for the dungeon master. I don't think they know what's about to come. Like I'm watching. We have this like Twitter thread going, and they're like, like we'd like y'all to show up an hour early. That's not happening. I tell you right now. I'll be there an hour early. I'll tell you that, but I'll be the only one. And then like a lot of like, here's how everything's gonna work, and where I'm just like, this poor bastard doesn't know what's coming. This is gonna be bad news. It's gonna get a bunch of anyhow.
Man, I think Briar's gonna get cooked up a few times.
Oh man! Oh, of course. I didn't even think that was gonna happen, but of course that's gonna happen. Damn it! I'm gonna have to have like some kind of like thermal armor. All right, Jay. Awesome to see you. I'll see you on Thursday. I'll see all you guys on Thursday. Have a wonderful week. And RetroSlot will be back next week. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.